you for having me here tonight. It really is my honor to be here as your respondent tonight. And wow, I mean, that's tough. That's a tough act to follow, but I'm going to do my best. And I'm here tonight representing Children's Hospital Wisconsin. And so I want to talk to you from the perspective of the kids and adolescents and families in our state. So our vision at Children's is that the kids in Wisconsin will be the healthiest in the nation. And so based on that vision, there are a variety of things that we are working on, and one of those things is mental health. And so what we do know about our kids in Wisconsin in terms of mental health are a few things that I want to share with you, statistics. So first, mental health issues start younger and the prevalence is greater than most people recognize. Wisconsin ranks 44th of 51 states in the District of Columbia when it comes to youth prevalence of mental health. So we're 44th. Half of all mental illness starts by the age of 14. So let's think about that. That's around that middle school age. And the effects of mental illness, they're felt in families' homes, it's felt in the schools where kids are attending every day, it's felt in those relationships they have or do not have with their peers, and it's certainly felt in our communities across the state. And one of the other things that we know that we are paying attention to is that the stigma around mental health is real. And so the families that are dealing with mental health, they often find themselves feeling very overwhelmed. They find themselves feeling very isolated, right? They find themselves feeling like they're just all alone on that journey. And so Children's wants to change this, and we believe that there is no health without mental health. And that is how we try to take care of our kids and families every single day with that in mind. But the sad truth is we have a long way to go here in Wisconsin and across the nation as well. We really do have a mental health crisis on our hands. And that crisis looks like this. In Wisconsin, the youth suicide rates increased more than the national rates from 2015 to 2016. And that change went from 7.5 per 100,000 to 9.8 per 100,000. And that rate is significantly higher than most of the US. And I'm talking about our kids here in Wisconsin. Wisconsin has, as a second leading cause of death for 10 to 19-year-olds, is suicide. And that just comes in behind unintentional injuries. It's the second leading cause of death for our 10 to 19-year-olds here in Wisconsin. Yet, just 50% of youth with a mental illness receive treatment. So ask yourself this question, we are asking ourselves this question, and we hope others in this community are as well. What if we don't miss our chances to help kids and adolescents before they become adults and before they become parents? How might the story that we just heard be different, right? So how might that mother have had a different trajectory in her life, and how might that have affected her child's life? We're asking ourselves that every day, and we think we have some of the answers. So we're going to do more than ask that question. We are going to try to answer that question. And some of the ways that we're going to do that is we are going to invest even more in early detection. So how can we find in every opportunity that we and others are having with kids and adolescents the opportunity to see how are they doing in terms of their mental health. We're also going to invest in prevention, right? It's the best way to go. We are going to look to increase access for kids that need that care, and we are going to do our part to provide education and awareness. We have awesome partners in this state and in this community. We have families like the Kubleys and the Kellners, O.C. Bolt. We have businesses like Johnson Controls, Rexnord, and Kohl's who are already investing significantly in helping us to address mental illness for our kids and our families in this state. And all of you can make a difference as well. So if you think about what you can do is you can talk about mental illness and you can talk about mental health. And every time each one of you does that, you help to address stigma. So we are in the midst of a mental health crisis, but I do need to tell you that never before in my entire career have I seen a commitment like I have seen over the last several years to do something about it. So it's time for us to treat mental health the same way we treat physical health. And I can tell you that I see that happening more and more every single day. And so while I gave you some difficult statistics, what I hope you also hear from me is that we should all have a great sense of hope. Thank you.